All right, today we are going to Joyce Long's house. She is a colon hydrotherapist, lymphatic specialist, and does many other things. And she's going to show us around what she does. And let's walk on in the door. Hello, hello.
Hi, welcome to the Chapel of Flowing Waters.
Thank
How's
you.
your day been so far?
Going great. Thank you.
Every minute we get up, we're blessed by the Heavenly Father.
Yes,
Come on
thank
in.
you.
This is our reception room. We greet our people by having them take their shoes off and put surgical booties on. So basically, we're not bringing outside bacteria and trash into the clinic. And then we invite you to pick a fresh pH balanced water or a juice, because Agape Juice Cafe is part of what we refer people to. Detoxification is cleansing, and you start with what goes in your mouth. Okay, if y'all would like a juice or a water, but please come on in. We're not very big, but we serve and honor, and we get the job done. Okay, this is called the Royal Flush Detoxification Stop in your life. So come on in.
So excited to be with you here, Joyce. We've been wanting to do this for a long time.
A long time.
A very long time. I'm just going to give the audience just a little bit of a snapshot from when I originally met you. This is going back to probably around the mid-90s.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be about right.
Yeah. And just long story short, I had gotten a massage from someone else in town that was by the hair, actually above where I was getting a haircut at. She moved after a few months of going, and then I asked the guys, like, look, I said, I got to keep getting massages. Who is the best massage therapist in all of Houston? I don't want the segment, I want the best. Do you know anyone? He said, I actually do. There's this lady named Joyce Long in the Galleria. And he said, she's off of Yorktown. He said, she does the Houston Oilers. She's on Celebrities. She's well known. And I said, okay, I'm going to go check her out. So I went in there. First thing I said, hey, I heard you're the best in Houston. Is that true? And she said, yes, I am.
I did.
And I just loved her from the beginning. And then next thing you know, I met her at the post office down in Rosenberg. She just happened to be there, and I kept bumping into her. So we hung out. And next thing you know, I just met one of the most incredible ladies I've ever met. She is just a blessing from God to so many people she has helped transform their life. And God has helped Joyce transform their life. And that's why I'm here, because I have a burning energy to help people in all the areas of their life. But if your health is not good, everything else starts to crumble as well.
Your health is your wealth.
Exactly.
Okay.
Your health is your wealth. So right now we're in
the detox room.
Yes, in Joyce's detox colonic room.
Mm-hmm. We offer the infrared sauna.
Yes.
We offer colon hydrotherapy.
Yes.
We have about 4 or 5 foot detox situations that you can choose from. Mm-hmm. And basically, when you come here, I do a consult. Every appointment that is booked, there is a consult, 20 to 25 minutes. We discuss your blood type, because most people don't know they're eating the wrong foods. They need to know what type their blood is, because I tell people, I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to serve you and get you better. So the thing about it is that the situation presents itself that they either really want to participate in fulfilling what they're coming here for, and after the first time they see I'm very serious, and I will tell them that if you're ready to participate, I will accompany you down the road. But most people don't even know their blood type and what comes into your mouth first. Your juices in the morning, your waters, water before coffee. Mainly, you got to know your blood type to eat right. I studied with Dr. Peter before he passed away, and cooking your food, knowing your blood type, what meals, what food you can eat, what you can't eat. Okay, that's vitally important before you come throwing money at something that, oh, I want to lose weight. Colon hydrotherapy does not help you lose weight. It helps you lose toxic garbage in your system, which you have that because your lymphatics are not flowing properly. So it all works together. Detoxification is creation, getting away from stagnation, congestion, illness. A lot of people have allergies. If you do enough detoxification, do you know your allergies subside? And some people say they actually go away. I cannot prescribe or diagnose. I don't. I am here as an educator and a facilitator. I am the very first instructor for Europe and the United States in the International Association of Colon Hydrotherapy, whatever you want to call it. We started with about 10 people, and now we have thousands of people all over the world participating in colon hydrotherapy and detoxification and helping people. I'm one of the first people to get colon hydrotherapy approved before the medical boards and the educational boards, and I'm very, very proud of that. Connie Allred, that lady on the wall right there, changed my life when I was 34 years old, when I was in the rock and roll business out in Los Angeles. I had already had 9 surgeries and died on 2 operating tables. And somebody said, how much longer? I said, I don't know. She says, I want you to go see this crazy little woman, like what they say about me now. Go see that crazy little woman with water. And she changed my life. And I was with her for about 6 to 7 years, and I decided to get a divorce. God told me I needed to be on my own stage, not with somebody that was on a stage all the time and following that around on tours. I needed to tour myself and give lectures and educational seminars and train other colon therapists. And that gentleman up there is Coach John Phillips. She trained me in colon hydrotherapy to be the first instructor. He trained me in breast cancer. And I tell you what that man knew, I couldn't have got out of 8 years of college. He had hands-on experience with breast cancer. My mother was battling breast cancer, so the bottom line is I took it and ran with that. That was going to be what made me a good living. I did not know that it was going to bless me so heavenly with so many beautiful people that I've gotten to serve and honor.
Right. Thank you for that. One thing I believe in is that we never stop our education.
Never.
Never, ever, ever. Now, you're someone that has been going down the health education from what age were you when you first started, Joyce? Approximately?
When I dropped into this,
St. Hannah Kroger, you just jumped in the whole thing.
I dropped into it because of being sick in my 20s, okay? So after 9 surgeries, you just kind of go, wow. And so then I started being in California, seeing alternative, you know, and I'm like, okay. So I would say at 38 years old.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. And that's when I woke up.
Yeah. Now, tell us about studying with Hannah Kroger, which is known as the godmother of herbs from Czechoslovakia, coming here.
Germany.
Germany? Excuse me, from Germany.
My grandmother was from Czechoslovakia,
Okay.
and they were good friends.
Okay.
Hannah Kroger was the most profound person I've ever met in my life. She was gifted with a direct line to the Lord. She would at night sit and write out herbs. He would tell her what herbs to create. CircuFlow up there is for your heart. And then again, remember, I don't prescribe and diagnose. I just educate you on products and information of what may assist you on your journey. But all of this right here is by Hannah Kroger. Liquid aloe vera. You talk about digestive problems. Best thing you can do is drink liquid aloe vera and coat your stomach with good products. Olive leaf. If you have some kidney issues, KST. She just combined herbs, and she was only about 5 foot. There's a picture of her in the hall. And she was just, you thought, how could such a little bitty person be so gifted? And I stayed up there 8.5 years. The course is only like a year. I just stayed, and about the second year, she asked me to start assistant teaching on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And to be around her and watch, I actually got to view people in wheelchairs that would come and stay in the retreat. She had rooms and food was served, organic food. I saw people get out of wheelchairs. And that to me
Yeah.
was what I needed to learn more about things like that.
Okay.
Now, they didn't fully walk right. They were
Right.
back on canes or a walker.
Sure.
But we saw them come in there. She would put them on trampolines and make them bounce their butts
Okay.
to get the tailbone, the lymphatic
Right.
stimulate in the tailbone all the way up to the neck.
Okay.
And cancer patients,
Yeah.
I saw things, people turn around in 6 to 8 weeks that would stay there, and it was like a new TV show every morning.
Wow.
What's going to happen here at the Chapel of Miracles?
Right. Wow.
So that's why the Chapel of Flowing Waters was created.
Show us a little bit about how a colonic unit is used and how that actually benefits people.
How does it benefit?
Yes.
You have a toilet?
Yes.
Okay, you flush that toilet, right?
Yes.
You take a bath and a shower and brush your teeth every day?
Yes.
Okay. What about the insides of your body?
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
You've got to flush that also. And if you're very open-minded, you also know that flushing that flushes the lymphatics and all the internal organs.
Right.
Colon hydrotherapy not only facilitates digestion problems, it helps stabilize your mental capacity.
Right.
Because your digestive system is your second brain, or you can say your second brain is your digestive system. Digestive system is not working, your brain is not going to work. Look at how many kids nowadays are having heart attacks and strokes in their 20s and 30s. That's your fast food, fast death. Carbonation is a stagnation to the blood supply. You don't get enough oxygen when you put carbonation in your body.
Right.
So colon hydrotherapy goes in there and it flushes gently out all the stagnant debris that does not need to be in there. I would like to show people the difference. There are two types of colonics on two types of devices. There is the open system where you can urinate during your colon hydrotherapy. And then there is the closed system. And this little tube right here is attached to a similar box on a wall.
Right.
And your fecal matter goes back through there. But while this is inserted into the rectum, you cannot urinate. Everybody has a choice. Some people really like the closed system. Some people really love the open system.
Okay.
I chose to work with the open system mainly because the age of 8, I started having kidney problems. And that my kidney would work sometimes and not work. Well, when I started colonics, guess whose kidneys started working?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So I got to cleanse the kidneys.
Okay.
So the bottom line is the fact that water in, fecal matter out.
Right. Right.
What else would you like to know?
Well,
Every time you do a colonic, though, every time you do a colonic,
right.
each time you evacuate, the rectum is 6 to 7 inches long. Everybody's different, okay?
Yeah.
You've heard of a megacolon, like some of the rockets. You see those big old boys?
Big boys, yeah.
They've got megacolons, and it's zigs and zaps in there.
Right.
So each time you come, the colon cleans a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Each one of these pockets in the colon refers to an internal organ.
Right.
Isn't that amazing? If you got heart problems, well, you've got to get up to the heart. And people actually say their blood pressure is going down or this is happening because they understand that I'm here to provide a service, not to prescribe or diagnose or to tell them to get off of any of their prescriptions.
Sure.
We're here to entice their healing capacity and their journey down the road.
Right.
So as each organ cleanses, guess what happens? You may lose weight, but what you're really losing is toxic waste. And waste is a weight.
And I've heard this in numerous different areas that somewhere between 10 and 15 pounds for the average male when he's around 30 years old, going with our typical, like, not so good American diet.
That's true.
That's
2.5 bricks is what they've estimated that at for men.
Yeah.
Mayo Clinic, I believe, is the one that came up with that report, if I'm not mistaken.
And basically it's getting stuck in the large intestine mainly.
It really starts happening when your stomach becomes pH balanced.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
If it's unbalanced in there, then the stomach can't dump fully into the small intestine.
Okay.
And then if the small intestine starts getting congested,
Right.
guess what happens? That one-way valve will start putting just a mega amount of trash in there,
Okay.
and then it hardens up like cement.
Okay.
People don't realize it, but the fecal matter in your body,
Right.
it's this hard.
Okay.
That's why it takes water and it has all these little perforations in there, and it takes water to get in there and soften this.
Okay.
People think 1 or 2 colonics. No. 1 or 2 will start the body saying, oh, I'm absorbing water. I'm getting a refresher course here. I'm getting a flush,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So what else is when people come in, this is usually, these are pipes from Grandma's house here when I changed out the water.
Right.
This is your small intestine.
Okay, that's how
This
big
is what it looks like.
Right.
It's small.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the small intestine dumps into the large intestine,
Right.
which is the large pipe.
Yes.
Okay, look inside your pipe.
Hey, nasty.
But it's really congested in there.
Right.
So each time you clean your pipes, you clean the rust out.
Right.
You give the body a fresh journey and a chance to recoup.
Okay. Okay. Great. That's awesome.
I love what I do. I enjoy it immensely. And I know that I wouldn't be standing here talking to you and all the other people I've had the pleasure of speaking with all these years if God wouldn't have put me on my own stage to learn all of this stuff. I was trained also by Sir Dr. Charles McWilliams of Nevis, the island of Nevis. He took me personally and brought me to Nevis and said, you will become one of the most well-known lymphatic drainage therapists. And so I took all of his courses after all of Hannah's courses.
Yes.
So I've had only the finest teachers. And you know what's funny? I never went looking for them. They all appeared in my life at the right time and saw something in me, like Connie, like Coach Phillips, and Sir Charles at a convention. He picked me out of about 350 students because he could see my, I gotta get closer, I gotta get closer. And he noticed that, and he called me from the back of the room and brought me up to the front of the class that day and sat me at the massage table on a chair, on a bar stool, and that's where I stayed the next 6 days. And the class was over, he asked me to come to Nevis to attend a 2-week special with 36 doctors.
Okay.
And I scraped that money together and I got to Nevis. And that's where I met a lot of other doctors. Dr. Marks from Germany, who was a friend of Hannah Kroger's, and several other people that have helped me on my journey of helping people with detoxification. If you're ready to follow the road, I'm here to be the one that'll help give you directions. I can't make you do it, but I can guide you towards doing it. And when you clean out your system, you're lightening the load for future. You know, I'm 73 years old, and people don't believe that. I've had people say, $20, get your driver's license out. I get my driver's license out, and they go, you are 73 years old. So I own that because of what I do and what I believe in.
Yes, totally. So tell us a little bit about liver cleanse. Now, I study Anthony Robbins as well, along with many other wise people in the world. Yes, actually, they're actually the tillers that built this unit.
That's right, Jerry and Bill
went to Fiji and
installed him a lot of them.
Sold several, and in Florida, his different houses.
Yep.
So Anthony Robbins, the #1 motivational speaker in the world,
you know,
has these. I think he bought around 15 of them, is what I understand that he's purchased.
And he referred a lot of people to me after he saw me lecture at Tillers on lymphatics.
Yes.
And he asked Jerry and Bill, and they told him she has a clinic in Houston. He opened the door for his people to come to me. Anthony Robbins was probably one of the first people to come up with liver cleanses.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Way back when.
Okay.
But now we have Dr. Ed Group. He has created a liver cleanse that is unbelievable.
Okay.
It's all in one box. It's $100, and in 5 days, your liver is clean. Now, I would recommend that you do 2 or 3. Everybody's different depending on the size of your body, okay?
Right.
But when Anthony was designing this stuff back then, it was a bottle of this, a bottle of that, a bottle of this, and you weren't sure how much to take. Now you can clean your liver in one box any way you see fit, what time of the week, whenever, but you have to set aside at least 5 days, okay?
Yes. I know Anthony Robbins, if you read about, he's done somewhere around 50 of them in his life, he said.
Yes.
I've figured out I've done, give or take, about 40 myself. And I've had some amazing stories that I could talk about, the ones that I had. What's happened a lot of times, even when I first came to see you with the colonics, it was when I had like a real stressful time in my life. After that, a couple of years after I met you, I had a real stressful time, and I was holding on to the food in my body. Wasn't digesting good. It wasn't coming out. It was, my system was stagnant because of stress. As we know, things get tightened up. If anyone's seen their bowel movement sometime and they're real thin, a lot of times it's because your body, you're just tense. But when I came and I did all these colonic sessions with you and went through that, just this old, smelly garbage that's been just piled up in my system for a long time came out, and my whole energy changed.
Of course.
Then I started doing the liver cleanses and just dumping all of these stones out of not just my liver, but the gallbladder.
Of course, they work together.
They worked, exactly.
Brother and sister.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that if you don't take care of those gallstones when they're in the liver, get them out, your gallbladder is the one that's going to get cut out.
It explodes.
Yeah, it can explode, but a lot of the doctors, it's one of the easiest.
Take it out anyway.
It's one of the easiest surgeries out there. Doctors, just 2 snips from those bile ducts, and they want one little sliver, and they pull it right out.
Well, you know, the liver is the giver of the river of life.
Yeah, it's the second largest organ. Is that correct?
That can be debatable,
Okay,
because some people's hearts become the second largest organ from enlargement. But yes, you're right about that. But the liver is the giver of the river of life and flow.
Okay. Let me ask you this. This is what I believe. But what happens as we age is our liver gets so full of trash. And then it's the liver that cleans out fat from our body.
Correct.
Okay. So if our liver is clean, shouldn't we be able to reduce the fat intake in our body? We won't come.
If your gallbladder is clean.
Both.
Okay. But if you've taken out your gallbladder,
yes,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. Yeah.
Now, people don't know this, but it is a medical fact. They take your gallbladder out. Within 6 to 8 months, you've already got a wad of scar tissue growing right there where that gallbladder was.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Wow. Interesting.
I know, people don't know that. I teach one with that and on the gallbladder replacing itself to colon therapists.
Okay. I'm going to switch a little bit something here. This right here, and I have an infrared sauna in my house.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to tell you what, that's one of the best things I've ever bought in my whole life was the infrared sauna. I love that thing. Now, the skin is one of our number one things to detoxify.
And it helps the liver when you do the infrared sauna.
It helps the liver as well. Okay.
It sure does.
Okay. Do you think people drink enough water, Joyce?
Nope.
They don't.
I know they don't.
They don't.
They come in here and they are so dehydrated that the first flow out of the first column going into their body, the rectum just sucks it up. I mean, I can tell right away, and I'll go, "You don't drink a lot of water." "Oh, I don't drink water. I don't like water." Okay. How many cups of coffee do you drink?" "No, I'm a carbonated drink." And I said, "You know what? Unless you're going to give that up as of today, please don't come back, because I don't need your money.
Yeah.
I'm here to help people, so you go out and you help other people." But no, people don't drink enough water, and they drink trash water.
Yeah.
You know? So if you don't have a water filter system on your house, that's a number one mistake. You're bathing in all kinds of toxic waste, and you just don't know. I know what's in the Rosenberg water. I have a $7,000 water filter system on this house. That's what I bathe in, and that's what I drink. So yes. People don't drink enough water.
No, they don't.
They drink substitutes.
Right.
And all of your bubbly drinks and all that stuff that's come out.
Right.
I am staying busy.
Yes. So tell me, you're wiser than me on this, but about 70% of our body is water, correct?
That,
Approximately.
that, and it can be a little bit higher. You got to remember depth, width, and all of that, and how is your cellular intake?
Right.
How good is your lymphatics flowing? Lymphatics provide 45% of the body's waste. If you're not drinking water, how are you flushing those cells? How are you getting the lymphatics to work? So
Yeah.
if your lymphatics aren't working, your immunity system is not up to par at all. So that's where disease, with ease, disease
Right.
starts setting in to take your health down. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Yes.
So as it goes down, you're losing your insurance policy on your future.
And if you weigh 200 pounds, you should drink 100 ounces of water, pretty much 50%. What have you heard?
You
That's
know
what I
It's
hear.
not what I've heard.
No.
It's what they absorb.
Okay, what they absorb.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got to understand, you can say 70%, but do they absorb 70% or do they absorb 12?
Yeah.
Everybody's different. So you can't really put a percentage on that absorption. There's a chart on that door that is perfect about water. So I'll have you look at that when you leave if you'd like to shoot a picture of that.
Okay.
But yeah, water is vitally important. God didn't make carbonated drinks. He also didn't make ice. Okay. And we should not drink any cold products. Like when I have the juices delivered, I have the juices sit out there for a little while
Right.
at room temperature.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we aren't meant to have cold. It freezes the central nervous system. And when you do that, everything just goes like this.
Right.
And then people want to know why their circulation isn't good. Well, you're starving your oxygen traveling time for your system. You're starving it by freezing it.
Right.
Ice was man-made. It was not God-made.
Right.
Okay. Microwave was man-made. It was not God-made.
Yeah.
Anything that is out of the ordinary, that is fast, like fast food and all of that,
Right.
that's not meant for your body. You can't live a full, healthy life by putting those type products in the body.
Right.
You just can't.
No, totally agree. Totally agree. You want to show us the lymphatic room, Joyce?
Sure.
Okay. Now we're in Joyce's lymphatic room. Is this what do you call
This
this?
is the lymphatic
the
detox
lymphatic
room.
detox
Yeah.
room.
Normally people will come and have a lymphatic before colon hydrotherapy.
Okay.
But I will not perform a lymphatic before you've had 3 colonics.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to be dumping major sewer
Right.
into a stagnated body already.
Right.
People don't realize it, but you see all the green on that top chart up there?
Yes.
That's your lymphatics.
Okay. Wow.
How many red do you have? Not that much.
Right.
So you have more lymphatic vessels than you have blood vessels. And it's like oil in a car.
Right.
You have the filter, lymphatics, and
Right.
then you have the oil, which is your blood.
Okay.
And so if you don't change the oil in your car, what happens? It freezes up.
Yes.
So basically, everybody's different depending on the size again. Some people have 600 lymphatics, some people have 1,000 lymphatics.
Okay.
What I learned from Hannah is that when we pass away, within 24 hours, our lymphatics disintegrate. She always said it was our soul
Wow.
going back to heaven.
Okay.
Okay, I take a lot of cadaver work up in Dallas. And I found a doctor that kept asking me, why are you here? And I was there for CEUs for massage. And then I told him one day, I said, I'm a colon therapist and I just am so interested. He goes, come early tomorrow. And he had out a fresh body. And he said, what would you like to see? I said, I'd like to see the lymphatics. And he goes, they disintegrate. He said, it's an
that too.
amazement for what we've seen. He said, but look, and he pulled this lady out and he got a little bit and it looks like a melted beige cheese.
Okay.
Okay. So when it hardens up, it goes stagnant.
Yeah.
There's no flow to it. So if it's not refreshing the blood, you're starting to pass away. Okay.
Right.
The face alone has 250 lymphatic points.
Wow.
You've seen people with the big cheeks and all this hanging down.
Right.
Their lymphatics aren't working.
Okay.
And that also means that their brain is not fully getting enough oxygen.
Okay.
Okay. Prostate cancer in men is lack of flow from the tailbone up to the C7.
Okay.
Something's happened in that tailbone.
okay.
So then the prostate starts slowing down and eventually becomes sick.
Okay.
And the best way I can show that would be, here is the face. All of these points are vitally important.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
These charts could talk. They've been all over the world. And then when it comes to breast cancer, these aren't working, nor are these lymphatic points. It depends on where you're trained.
Right.
In the States, they call them the terminus points. In Austria, they call them the Chapman points,
Right.
okay? And there are several well-known lymphatic doctors. They've all passed now, but Vader was the creator of the lymphatics
Okay.
in Innsbruck, Austria.
Now that this question is one of the questions I have for you, Joyce. It's real important to ladies out there. Okay, and it's about breast cancer in women. Now I know that this is, you need to go see your doctor. You need to get handled, but doctors, MDs, refer their patients
Yes,
to you.
they do.
They do refer them to you. Many times. Many stories you've told me. Okay.
A lot of women don't
Yes.
want to do the cut, torch, and burn.
they
They
don't.
want a choice.
They don't. So this is what I want to know. If a lady's lymphatic system is optimally healthy, is it possible for them to get breast cancer?
Yes,
It is still possible.
It is
Okay.
still
It's
possible
still
because
possible. Okay.
they may possibly be using aluminum deodorant,
Okay.
fluoride toothpaste,
Okay.
have a microwave in their kitchen,
Yes.
eating 3 meals of microwave,
Okay.
drinking carbonation, drinking all of this
Okay.
so-called well-known coffee, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay.
And so, yes,
Okay.
I've had them walk in here and go, da-da-da-da-da, and go, okay, let's go over. Oh, no, I use aluminum deodorant and fluoride toothpaste. And I said, you're not going to beat this breast cancer then.
Okay.
The lymphatics, I have tennis players that come in here. I've had 2 of them in the last 5 years come down with breast cancer. Why? They didn't change their deodorant. I'm playing tennis, you know.
Okay, yeah, they didn't want to stink. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. All right.
So yes, immunity system depends on a lot of things. Oh, and lotions. People that just cover their bodies in all this garbage lotion at all these stores, they think they're
low
doing
quality lotion.
Oh, it's not quality at all. It's nothing but trash products
Okay. All right.
that stop up the flow of the lymphatic.
Okay, so let me restate this then. If they eliminate the bad toothpaste and the aluminum deodorant and the carbonation, and then they get their lymphatic system flowing good.
1 to 3 years
Okay.
to rehab all of that.
To rehab all that. If they get it flowing good, your chances go way down for getting breast cancer. Let's
They
at least
do.
say that. They at least
Yes,
go way
I
down.
can honestly say.
Okay.
And I have had breast cancer patients on this table break into tears and tell me thank you for being so stern, because there'll be times I'll say, look, I'm going to stop taking your money, and you're taking up my time where I need to be with somebody else that's going to participate.
Right.
And they finally give in, and they go back for that first blood test or that first. I personally do not believe in mammograms.
Okay.
I believe in thermography, okay?
Right.
Mammograms squash the breast,
Right.
and I don't believe in biopsies, and I will get in an argument with a doctor any day. Once you puncture that spot that you think has cancer, what do you think it just did?
It just kind of goes out, it sounds
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
It blows out and goes
Yeah.
to the other weakest parts of the body. Thermography is a camera that goes in there and shoots what you need to see. And it's not harming the body. It's not enough radiation to hurt the body.
Okay.
Whereas all the other stuff is. Okay?
Okay.
But
All right.
no, I don't believe in mammograms at all.
Okay.
In fact, about 10 years ago, I had a lady that come in here, and I'm working on her, and I said, did you ever get this bump check? She goes, oh yeah, they said it's nothing. I said, this is something. Trust me. You go and see Angel Marlowe, and if this is not something, I will pay that bill over there at Angel's. It was cancer.
It's cancer. Yeah.
It was cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after that, I stand my ground. I tell them, well, I don't care what your mammogram says. You're here paying me because your breast hurts, your armpit
Right.
hurts,
Yeah.
everything hurts.
Right.
Please go see. And she's the best. There's a lot of them in town, but Angel's been doing this almost 30 years. So I believe in all of that.
Yes. Yes. Tell us a little bit about what else you have here, Joyce.
I work with lasers. I work with high frequency. This piece right here is my baby. And the creator of this, we just buried a couple of weeks ago. He was the Sunshine Company, Bill. This piece right here assists in cleaning your blood and lymph. This piece right here is strictly for the blood. This piece right here, the Tesla lights,
Right.
they are just an overall tune-up. It's like taking your Ferrari in to be tuned up, okay? So I work with all kinds of pieces that I know work. If I haven't used them on myself and know that they work, then I don't buy them. So the bottom line is the fact that all these pieces right here work, and that bad boy, a lot of therapists charge extra. I turn those on when people come as an additive because I think that God chose every person that comes under my umbrella here, under my hands, you know it?
Great.
And I found that high frequency worked better for me than the Vodder method or Bruno Chipley's method. Because I would have to sit at this table for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours if they wanted their body done and do manual. And then right place, right time. There was a doctor at my lecture in San Francisco at the Fairmont Hotel.
Right.
He kept me after it and he said, I have a booth here and I sell high frequency lymphatic and I think you're my next person to train. And he wasn't wrong.
Okay.
Dr. Simon de Montfort. And now Lyle Scheckler owns that company, and he's 91, and he's still living because he uses the inspiration a couple of days a week. But no, high frequency to me, you get for an hour and a half, I can use 2 or 3 pieces, and I've got the whole body done.
Okay.
Whereas I'm not sitting there going, and it works, don't get me wrong.
Right.
People out there doing manual, they've got a great gift. I just wanted to make sure when people came, we facilitated all of these organs, especially the armpits, back of the knees. A lot of knee problems. You don't have knee problems. You got congested lymph in the back of the popliteal right there.
Wow.
I think a lot of women should give up doing facelifts and just do lymphatic drainage myself.
No, I've actually had a treatment with you before.
You've had several.
Well, yeah, with the lymphatic on my face, and I tell you what, it definitely makes an improvement.
Yeah,
know, for sure.
250 points being cleared out. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it, for sure.
I think also too that if people were more in tune to the education of lymphatics and they were more aware, that I think there would be healthier people. But the more we have fast food and bad water and just different things, I have something I want to share with y'all if it's okay.
Sure.
Okay. Bathrooms. People don't realize how important they are in your life.
Right.
If you have your toothbrushes sitting here and you've got a bunch of towels and you are flushing this toilet with the lid up,
With the lid up, yep.
38 sewer gases come out and cover your walls, your toothbrushes, and your shower curtains, everything. That's why there's signs here on our heated toilets, see?
Right.
But a plumber told me that. And then when I met Bob at Abacus Plumbing, I asked him about it, and he said, how do you know that? I said, is it true? And he goes, yes, ma'am, it's very true. The gases come out. He said, if people don't clean their toilet seat, they sit down, and that bacteria. But this is the one thing that I have found from many a woman coming in here with female infections, UT infections, yeast infections. All right, so your husband just took a shower, and he decides he's got to have a bowel movement, right? So he goes and he sits on the toilet. Now, he's already had the shower, right? And he sits on the toilet and he flushes a couple of times. but he's had his shower. So he doesn't think anything about it. And what happens? He comes to bed, wants to honor you a little bit, and guess what? Dirty private parts, and you just got an infection. And that's where a lot of cervical cancer is coming from nowadays.
Really? Wow.
It's amazing. But that's something I learned from Sir Dr. Charles McWilliams and some other doctors that I have worked with, is that bacteria from the toilets and not cleaning that area, that personal area. And the same thing with women sitting on the toilet and flushing. Although they're not going to go and have any marital happiness, they're still having that bacteria coat that private area.
Right.
And it gets up in there and creates an imbalance.
Yeah.
And that's where yeast and everything else comes from.
I've even seen it on 60 Minutes, one of those shows like that, where they were talking, they had like one of those like lasers, you know, that they're shining it when the toilet's flushed, and then they shine, and you can see how far it actually comes out. So that's anytime I go into, I always shut my lid, but anytime you go into like a public toilet, a lot of times there's no lid on those.
No, that's a new
And I
law.
tell you what, when I flush those things, I push my foot out, I flush it, and I back up. Because, I don't want to get anyone
Brent,
close to
about
that.
12 years ago, Channel 2, one of their reporters was coming to us for colonics. And she left the toilet lid up. And she had done it 3 times.
Okay.
And you know me.
Yeah.
I walked in, Debbie was sitting there, and I looked at her and said, let me tell you something. After today, if you come back here and leave my toilet seat up, you're not allowed to come back. And she goes, well, why? And I explained it to her, and she goes, oh, that's not true. About 2 weeks later, Debbie comes, and she goes, so-and-so called from Channel 2, and she's in Las Vegas at the big health sanitarium clinic that they have there. She told us to watch Channel 2 at 6 o'clock, and I'd be darned if she wasn't at that place. It was a solid stainless steel bathroom. They went in there with the blue light and showed it with not a bacteria on the wall. And then they flushed it, waited a minute, came back, and you should have seen it. I sat there and I looked at Debbie and I said, this could have went south, couldn't it? But no. All the people that I had told all those years about, they were calling the next day. I saw that on TV last night. But that's the way that goes.
Exactly. Anything else in the bathroom?
No.
Okay.
I think that's the most important thing, other than using good products that aren't full of garbage, on your body.
Sure.
But other than that, no.
Okay.
Use natural products.
Yeah.
This was Hannah Kroger. She's who trained me. Oh, you've got to hear this story. This lady right here, Miss Kim Lee. She was an importer and exporter of mohair. My lawyer and her were very good friends because she was a lawyer also. And she knocked on my door. MD Anderson gave her 2.5 weeks to live.
Right.
Kay, the lawyer that sent her, happened to be on my table, and she heard Miss Lee's voice. She comes out and she goes, Miss Lee, Kay, they gave me 2.5 weeks. Kay goes, I'm getting dressed. You're going to take my appointment right now, okay? So Miss Lee, I worked on her for about 4 hours that night, and after that, she came 3 times a week. And when we passed 2.5 weeks, we was kind of dancing, okay? Miss Lee got to live 7 whole years, long enough to bring both of her sons from China. One of them graduated from Texas A&M, and one of them graduated from Texas. And that was the proudest woman. She had to take a trip back to her manufacturing company, and evidently either on the airline going or coming back, she caught some kind of lung infection. And that's what killed her. But she had 7 whole years doing the protocol of colonics, detoxification, lymphatic drainage, eating right. And basically, she is the one that made me keep continuing to fight and get more education to help more people like her. If we can get 7, we can get 9. We can get more out of people that really want to listen and do it.
Yes. Awesome.
So that's my greatest story right there. She, along with Hannah, and that's my precious little grandmother. This is her third generation house that she blessed me with. She was from Czechoslovakia, and her and Hannah got along beautifully. They were the same age. Look at the similarities in them. 5 feet, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to be out here serving and honoring people, because when I left Houston, people said, Joyce, you think you can make a living? I said, you know, it's up to God. But within 3 weeks, I made the same amount of money with no employees as I made it at the Galleria.
Right.
And God showed me the door was open. And now, at this time, this year, you would not believe, Fulshire, Simonton, Brookshire, everybody's like, oh, she's right here.
Yeah.
She's right here.
And of course, at this time in your life, you pick and choose who you want to work with, because
I interview
we
them.
don't want no one to suck our energy. If they're not going to listen to the wisdom, they're going to have to.
I do
go
a real
somewhere else.
in-depth interview on the phone.
Right.
I ask about 20 questions, and some people get irritated. They go, I just want a colonic.
Right.
I go, I don't just need your money.
Right.
I want to take you on if I think I can help you,
Right.
and if you're an advantage to me.
Okay.
Because a lot of people come in here and they're a disadvantage. They find they got to work. They find that, you know, they got to stop eating junk food and stop doing certain things. They don't want to do it.
Sure.
So I tried to stop that on the phone. I don't want one-time money.
Right.
I want you to come in here and do like 10 or 12 sessions, whatever makes you well, and then go down the road and enjoy your life.
Right, exactly. Why don't you show us some of the things in your lobby from the colonic, the awards and certificates and things?
I would
Can you show-
love to do that. Okay. First of all, I'm very proud of, back in California, Dr. Bill Tiller, Jerry Tiller, Connie, and I, and about 36 people from, most of them were from Europe that came over. She was wanting to get colon hydrotherapy in front of the educational board and the medical board. And it was going to take a lot of people that had a lot of time to do this. Well, we did it. We did it. So Connie gave all of us an appreciation award for all the hard work at no pay, just a dedication of what we wanted to do. And most of the time at the International Association of Colon Hydrotherapy conventions, until you become a board member, you can be a keynote guest main speaker.
Okay.
I did that for about 14 years. And then Connie was starting to kind of, and I decided I wanted to be on the board to fulfill what she wanted. So Jerry, Bill Tiller, and I, the three of us being from Texas, being close together, we're the ones that kept what her dream alive, because we knew her better than anybody else at that time.
Right.
So what we did is that each one of us had certain things to accomplish. And me, you know me, I love to talk. So I started putting together promo packs like this. I would mail them to the doctors. If you were an internist, I was mailing you a introduction. And we picked up more doctors that said, we need somebody like you. Well, the biggest person that I got was the famous Dr. John Mathias at Texas Women's Hospital.
Wow, yeah.
Oh my goodness. He called me, I went for a meeting, and he goes, little girl, your name keeps coming up as you're costing me business. He goes, what do you do? And I told him, he said, that shouldn't be costing me business. I need to work with you.
Wow.
He said, a lot of people don't want me to cut, torch, and burn here.
Right,
You know?
right.
And so for almost 19 years, John was my medical director until he retired.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the people that he would refer, he even pulled a prank on me one time. His secretary called and said, he's sending you a very complicated lady, but she's getting married in 2 weeks, so do the best that you can to get her system open. This lady gets there, she's getting on the colonic device, and I said, are you covered when you ring the bell? She goes, yes, except for my bag. And I said, bag? She goes, yeah, John's got me on a colostomy bag. I walked in there and I said, you don't have a large intestine? And she goes, no, he wanted to see what you would do. I asked her to get dressed.
Yeah.
I brought her back in the office,
Right.
and then we went at it on her diet, aloe vera,
Right.
all of that. But I'll never forget that as long as I live.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how I was going to do a colonic.
Right.
Amazing. So I've been in Who's Who several times. Lot of newspaper articles. I also got bit in the head by a brown recluse spider around 1990 because cancer takes 7 to 10 years before it fully develops. In 1997, as a matter of fact, today is a very special day to me. It was the day I was diagnosed in Los Angeles with brain, throat, and stomach cancer, 3rd stage. And that doctor gave me a year to live, and I said, you don't know who I am. If I've had this and I'm 3rd stage and I didn't know I was sick,
Yeah.
how can you say that? He goes, well, I'm just letting you know what these tests say. And so we got to talk, and he said, and I don't take 3rd stage patients. He said, I would tell you to go ahead, go home, get your affairs in order, pay for your funeral, and cut that maroon hair color off your hair. My hair was this long, and it was maroon from the
Okay.
music business.
Right.
So anyway, something he stopped me, and he goes, what do you do that you're 3rd stage and you didn't know you were sick? And I said, I own a colon hydrotherapy and a detox institute. And he turns around, he goes, Roberta, get in here. His wife. Guess what Miss Joyce does? What? She owns a colon hydrotherapy detox. And Roberta goes, we refer to Connie Allred right down the street. Oh my God. So anyway, he goes, that must work.
Yeah.
They were impressed with the colonics 3rd stage. I didn't know I had cancer.
Right.
I got sick, went to the hospital, and that's when I found out my blood was just toxic with. So I didn't want to be diagnosed in Texas because at that time, Blue Cross Blue Shield, if you were diagnosed here, then they could limit. So
Right.
I flew to California because I had friends out there.
Okay.
And stayed out there and did the protocol. And so when I came home, I did the affairs. I did the funeral. I cut the hair off and all of that. And 1 year went by, and I told Stephen when I was leaving that day, I will call you every November the 10th until the day I take my last breath. And every November the 10th, Roberta would go in there and say, Joyce is on the phone. And then one day, it was about 10 years ago, I saw her name on caller ID.
Right.
And she said, I have some bad news. And I said, what? She goes, he went before you.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But and now she's in Vegas with
Okay.
MCI. So anyway, I've had a strange road to get here, but that's how come I've been gifted breast cancer because of my mother, brain, throat, and stomach cancer because of me. Prostate cancer I got thrown into because Dr. Matthias thought I could learn enough about it
Right.
to help his people. And evidently what I knew and found out from Sir Dr. Charles McWilliams helped me in that industry.
Okay.
So I stand before you because I'm a child of God.
Yes.
And God chose me what stage to be on, and
Yes,
it's
you are.
healing.
Yes,
Preventative
you are.
maintenance and crisis management and healing with every breath I take. And that's another thing. People don't breathe correctly.
No, they
hold
don't.
their breath.
They do.
They're working out. I have bodybuilders that come here, and I'll say, you're holding your breath, and they'll go, how do you know that? I go, I look at your lymph. Your lymph aren't focusing well,
Right.
okay?
Yes.
So breathing is the most important thing that you can do in life. Drinking great water, whole house water filter system, your food combining, know your blood type, and be grateful every day of your life that you
Yes.
get up. Be grateful.
Amen.
And,
to
amen.
that. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Joyce, for sharing your love and your energy with everyone here. You are definitely a child of the Most High God that is here placed on this earth to help other people.
I
And
claim that.
We could be talking for months. All the stories that I know about you, all the people that you have helped. You are definitely an amazing person, and thank you so much for doing this interview, and we love you a lot.
I appreciate you asking me, and especially timing it on this day.
Yes, the special
We
day.
claim this,
Yes,
for
yes.
everyone in their health. Your health is your wealth. So if you see that I'm somebody that can serve and honor you, give me a call and we'll get you on our books. Know this, it's only me.
Thank you, Joyce.
You're welcome.